Hello, my name's Andrew Sercombe, and I'm going to be doing a series of 10 1 hour or so workshops on living by faith. And in the old days, the words living by faith had all sorts of religious connections. For me personally, big time did. However, today it's not like that at all. Living by faith is a really, really important thing to be doing. And it's more than hope. It's more than wishful thinking. There's a point where we start to trust in a different sort of way. In fact, living by faith is more than trusting too. So the first of all I'd like to do is invite you to listen to all these various videos that we're putting out to promote this. However, I also want you to be thinking right now how you can live by faith, because you also are living by faith in all sorts of ways at the moment. Focusing on it and knowing what you're doing is so much more useful. And it'll change the way you think about your world, about the future, and about your family life, about your life, about the people you work with, etc. We're going to be looking at all sorts of different themes. The workshops themselves are titled Leading and Following by Faith, Objects of Faith, what we put our faith in and what we don't. Living in the outback of faith, that's going to be quite an interesting one, isn't it? Where so many people just want their little lives to be secure and safe, and yet there's no real sense of joy in that. What faith-filled people believe, we look at people who are an example of faith to us down through the centuries and today in all sorts of ways. Overcoming the booby traps and stumbling blocks along the pathway of faith, because life is a journey. We often use that metaphor, don't we? And living by faith is not just stepping out into the future, being able to see the future, but stepping out into the future when it's misty and it's harsh and it's not quite what you expected it to be. So we'll be looking at how to avoid the booby traps of faith and all that as well. And sometimes, of course, living by faith goes wrong. You know, you trust people, you trust situations, you have expectations that are completely unfulfilled, and that's a real challenge too. So we'll be looking at that when living by faith goes wrong. And then we come on to this sort of almost the second half of the series, where we look at examples of living by faith, the cost of living by faith, the journey, the destination, the companions, and the reward of living by faith. And that will be the final one in the series that I have no doubt you're going to be really enjoying. So look forward right now to joining me on the Living by Faith workshop series.